Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, feel free to call me Lizzie, and today I am bringing you guys a brand new speed build. So it is currently, when you guys are seeing this, I believe it'll be the 28th of May, and I am recording this on the 12th of May. So for those of you who do not know, I am going on a very long trip with my family, and then I'm coming home and I have another weekend trip planned. So I have been doing so much pre-recording, probably at least every video that you have seen from the 12th of May forward until the 28th, when this one is coming out, has all been pre-recorded. So if you guys have been leaving comments on any of my videos about gameplay or just anything, I promise you I have been responding because I've been checking my phone as often as possible. But if you guys haven't seen like any of those changes in videos or anything, it is because all of these videos have been pre-recorded. But I am happy that I was able to do that for you guys. So going off of that, we are going to briefly start talking about this build. So this build was actually created for a challenge in a Discord server, and I am not going to lie to you, when the theme was announced for camping, I was kind of panicked because I have only ever built one, I think, actual lot in Granite Falls, and it was a long time ago. I loved it when I built it. It's actually the one next door, and now when I look at it, I absolutely hate it. So I was kind of nervous because I don't build in this style ever, and I knew that if I tried to do an actual campsite with tents or something, it just wouldn't feel cohesive in the way that I want it to, because if there is anything that I struggle with, it is like outdoor community lots like parks or campsites or things like that. I just have such a hard time making those feel cohesive. So I knew that I had to do a cabin, but I wanted it to be special. I didn't just want it to be a cabin sitting in the woods. I wanted it to have a dark vibe almost, which is why you're gonna see a lot of dark brown woods. But I also wanted there to be a lake and fairy lights, and it should just have this really cozy but deeply seated in the woods kind of vibe. And I think I accomplished that, and I'm honestly really proud of this build, because as well as just the overall aesthetic of it, I hardly ever use terrain tools. I have used terrain tools maybe one other time, actually trying to make something good out of it, and that was for a lighthouse build that I made a while ago. And doing that one, it actually came out okay, but it still wasn't something that I felt super good about. So I always feel a little nervous going into using terrain tools, and I try and stay away from it as much as possible, just because I don't have a lot of expertise in it, and it's not something that I feel super confident in. But I think this one came together really well, actually, and really easy. Like I said, I was really worried about it, but I found two really good inspo pics. I found one of this log cabin sitting on a lake, and so I knew I wanted to include a lake, and I was going to use the general shape of that log cabin, but I couldn't see the whole thing. So I also looked for a different log cabin, and I used that shape for this one, and basically just combined the two vibes together, and I think it came out so well. And then not only all of that, but I also included the fairy lights that I really wanted to, which I think also just really helped with the whole theme that I was kind of just everything that I was envisioning in my head. It all came to life with this build, which I am just so happy about, because I feel like I doubt myself a lot, and then I actually start building it, and it turns out to be so much easier than I thought it was going to be. As soon as I start building something, I have so much doubt beforehand, but then once I start building it, I'm it all just comes together, and I'm oh, this is great. Once I have a vision and once I've started the project, it just literally all just falls into my lap, and it's amazing. But yeah, you guys are gonna see me be messing around with the terrain tools quite a bit, and honestly, in the first part of this build, you'll kind of see me jumping around to different parts of the outdoors, and that's just because I was not feeling completely confident on like finishing one task at a time. So like, yeah, you'll just kind of see me jump around a little bit, but that's okay. So you guys will definitely have to let me know what your thoughts are on this build. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. I personally do not do a lot of gameplay in Granite Falls, but I think I would definitely take like a newlywed couple or something out here for honeymoon in this cabin, because it is just like the perfect getaway for two married Sims or two best friends, or it's just like small, quaint, and cozy, and it's perfect. It feels like a house that is being rented out. Like, that's what it feels like. It's just very cozy and comfy and perfect. I would go here in real life to go on a vacation. But anyways, also, my last speed build that I posted was a church, and that church was placed in, I don't know why I'm forgetting the name, Brightchester, and the love that I have gotten on that build, I posted it on Tumblr. I posted it on pretty much all my social medias except for Instagram, because I haven't been posting on there recently, but I posted it on all my social medias, and the amount of love that I've gotten on that build, as well as just like in the Discord servers that I put it in, it was overwhelming, and thank you guys. That build was, I know that, I don't know, it just came together and it was perfect, and it was like so white and so classy and traditional and just absolutely lovely, and I loved it, and I'm glad that you guys liked it too. Also, you guys are going to, in this build, there is very, very minimal CC, so I will have a link to all of those, like where you can get the CC, down below. I know I've said that before, but there will actually be a link this time, because it'll be really small, really minimal, so there will be that for you guys down in the link below, but it's like a very small amount. I tried to limit myself as much as possible. The windows and doors are CC, however, most of them are duplicates. They're like dupes off of one of the kits. So if you guys have one of the, I think it's the new like greenhouse kit or something, if you guys have that, then you can easily just replace the main doors and windows. If you guys do not have that kit, then that link will be down in the description box below for the dupes. But yeah, as you guys can see, the foliage is going to be coming in next, and honestly, the landscaping is what I feel like really ties this place together. The landscaping and the lights, it all just like ties it in. You'll see me struggle with the lights for quite a while. I was struggling to find ones that would be long enough, and I was struggling to find ones that were the right height, and it was just a whole mess, and I was struggling to figure out where to put them, and yeah, but I promise you guys, trust the process, and you guys will see it all come together. But yeah, this build is just something that I am really, really proud of, and I hope you guys like it. That moves me on to my next point, kind of going back to the whole me posting this build on Tumblr and things. For those of you who watch my gameplay videos, I have been obsessed with scrolling through Tumblr. I don't know why or like what caused it all of a sudden, but literally I have been spending like any second I'm bored, I'm on Tumblr and I'm scrolling through it and I'm looking at screenshots and of course CC, but like screenshots have been occupying the majority of my time recently. I have become obsessed with just looking at screenshots, looking at like people's gameplay pictures, and they're just so pretty, and like aesthetic, and they tell such good stories. And yeah, I have just become so obsessed with looking at that. So with that, I've also become super obsessed with taking better screenshots and like posting them. So for those of you who love screenies and are interested, my Tumblr is going to be linked down below. I have started posting gameplay screenshots for my Tsukino star sign family as well as my Not So Berry family. My Tsukino family has definitely been taking up the majority of my Tumblr. Whoops. But I just have been obsessed with that family recently. Akari and Akito are just so in love, and baby Kai is just so cute, and yeah, they have been taking up most of my Tumblr. But Phoenix is also on there, and I am super excited to get further into her story because I know her screenshots are going to be so good for the plans that I have with her storyline. Like, so if you guys are ever interested in like behind the scenes shots of any of those families, or just kind of like a deeper in-depth sort of like look into those families, definitely go check out my Tumblr because it is all there. So along with that, I've also been posting just kind of like behind the scenes, or not even really behind the scenes, but just like Sims who maybe you guys don't get to see me do cast videos of because I just don't have the time, or things like that. Those Sims are on there as well. And of course, I always post lots of screenshots of my builds on my Tumblr, as well as links to where you guys can get those tray files. My Patreon is always linked down below if you guys are ever looking for tray files to download and you guys can't find the build on the gallery. I always have my tray files up for free on Patreon, and this one will be, I can't guarantee that this one will be up for download on the gallery when this video comes out, just because I will not be home the day that this comes out, as well as the fact that I'm not going to post it early due to the fact that this is a competition entry. So I kind of want to keep it a bit more private, but you guys are definitely, the tray files are up on Patreon. I already have the post scheduled and ready to go, so you guys can just plop those into your tray folder with absolutely zero issues. As you can see here, I am still trying to flatten out the terrain to make it walkable and movable. I finally have the lights set, and I really liked the idea of placing the treehouse down. Just, I know that there are no kid beds on this lot. You could definitely add stairs and make the little room upstairs a bedroom, or even just have like a single parent and their kid come, or even have a Sim sleep on the couch. So that is like definitely a possibility to have more than just 2 Sims here, or more than just 2 adult Sims here. But I just thought it was kind of like a cute idea to put the little treehouse there, kind of add to the like woodsy vibe. But you guys can really kind of see my vision starting to come together. And it was funny because I took a before screenshot like halfway through of this build, and when I took that screenshot, it was like long before this, but I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good, this is coming together. And I took it so that I could send it to my friend later on, and then when I went back after I'd finished the build and I looked at that screenshot, I was like, oh my gosh, you cannot see my vision at all in this. Like, it was there, but there were no lights, there was none of the landscaping. It was like kind of, it's like, wow, if I saw this, I would be like, that is not going to turn out well. But it did. It turned out, well, I personally think it turned out super well. But anyways, another thing that I do need to talk to you guys about, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to be a bit disappointed, is my Growing Together series. This is not a for sure thing, but I'm sure for those of you who have seen my Growing Together series, you have noticed by now that there have been no uploads of that in a little while. And I am not saying that I'm not going to come back to it. Who knows? You guys could literally be seeing Growing Together in my next upload. I have no idea where I'm going to be in 2 weeks' time. As of right now, my thoughts are that I'm leaning towards just not going back to it. And I say that because I have found myself really struggling to film everything that I want to film, and that's kind of due to having 3 series, as well as wanting to film build videos and the occasional cast video. And that's really hard with my schedule, especially when you guys see this. That week that this is uploaded, I'm going to be starting my internship for the summer, and I have no idea what my time commitment is really going to be looking like for that, or when I'm going to be able to record, and when I'm going to be able to upload, and any of that. And I just think that 3 series is a lot to have on my plate, and that really sucks because I really do love that family, but I just do not have the want to hop into game with them or record them because I'm just so invested in my other 2 series. And I've also noticed that when I've had the 3 series going, when I want to build, I feel like I cannot because I have to record Growing Together instead. And so I think kind of how I want to do this moving forward, if my schedule permits, is that I would like to be able to record or at least keep Star Sign and Not So Berry kind of on the same schedule that they have been on. So Not So Berry on Wednesdays and Star Sign on, I think it's Saturdays that I've been uploading it. And then film a speed build or maybe an occasional cast build for Sunday uploads when time permits, because I love to build. When I'm bored of gameplay, I am always still building, so that's kind of where I am most comfortable. And so it's been kind of frustrating to not have the time to be able to do that. And I don't want to have to spend every waking minute recording because that takes a lot of the fun out of it for me, as well as I don't get paid for this. This is not a job for me. This is literally just a hobby, and so I kind of have to be realistic on the amount of time I can / want to spend filming and recording, and I don't want this to become something that I am like forcing myself to do. I want it to be fun. So with that being said, as of right now, on the 12th of May, I am pretty sure that I am going to be just discontinuing that series. So I do apologize for that because I know that you guys really were looking forward to it and loved that series. But the main thing that I kind of wanted to do with that series anyways was explore infants, and I got to do that with Heidi now being a toddler. And I'm not saying that there isn't more to explore with the Growing Together pack, because there is, but I feel like I can explore that really well within my other series. So especially with Akito and Akari getting married, and they're going to be having lots more babies. So I definitely feel like I will have plenty of time to go ahead and explore that all within my other series. So do not fret. It is not like you guys aren't going to still get to see that content, but also by now, I feel like with the people who have actually kept up with their Growing Together series, like, it's not like you guys haven't already seen it or can't find more updates on the pack with somebody else who has stayed pretty consistent with that series by now, because I just haven't. It's been months, I think, or at least it feels like it's been months, and I've only uploaded 4 or 5 episodes, so, you know, being realistic about it, it's just obviously not been a priority. And while that's unfortunate, I think this is just going to be the best moving forward. So as you guys have probably already seen, because it is long past, I was really struggling with the floor plan. I knew I was only going to have room for one bedroom, and originally I was thinking that the room on the top was going to be a lot bigger and that I could stick the bedroom up there and kind of just make it like a super open floor plan, almost like a loft, but obviously not a loft because it wouldn't be open to the first floor. But that was kind of the vibe I was going for, just like a very open, airy room. But that didn't end up working out because the top room did not have enough space for kind of what I was envisioning, as well as the fact that once I had kind of laid out where I wanted everything, there wasn't really room for stairs either, so I ended up just not doing that. So I ended up deciding to just put the bedroom on the first floor, but then the way I had laid it out the first time, I did not like that because it made this part really just like incohesive. And originally I was thinking that I was going to be placing the dining room in the sunroom, and then I was like, you know what, that is such a big space for a dining room, and this like small room in the entryway just does not have. Side note really quick, when I found out that those pots could stack, I was ecstatic. I did not know that they could stack before now. I was like, wow, that would be really cool if these pots could stack. And then I was gonna use a cheat, and then it just stacked on its own, and I was like, oh my gosh, props to you, the creator, whoever you are, I forget, but props to you. Anyways, so then when I was looking at this big room where I am now, I was like, there is not enough room to have a family room and a kitchen in here. Like, that's just going to be really small and really tight, and I'm not going to like the way that that ends up looking. So what I ended up doing is having to move the way that I had situated the bedroom, and it worked out really well. I actually really like the way that this is laid out. It's super tiny, very tiny, but I feel like it just feels like a cabin. Like, I don't know, you guys may disagree, but I just feel like it is very like open and airy, which is kind of what I wanted. It feels like a small summer cabin, like a little like holiday home that you go to in the summer. Like, it just feels very open, airy, and cozy all at the same time. So I really liked the way that the floor plan came together. Again, it's all very simple, but it just works. I love the way the entry room ends up looking. Like, I don't know what it is, if it's just all the sun that it gets, or I don't know what it is, but when you guys see like just the dining table, it's just, I don't know, there's just something about it. It feels so cozy and just so sweet. Like, I really don't know what it is about this lot, or really any of the lots that I've been making lately, but by the time I'm done with all of them, I am literally just obsessed. I have talked about this before, but I really feel like my building has just kind of like reached a new level lately of like, I don't know if I'm just feeling more confident or if I just have so many more ideas from like all the stuff I'm seeing on Pinterest and Tumblr, but literally I feel like I can just look at a picture and I have this idea of what I want in my head, and I'm able to hop into game and somewhat portray that, whereas before I was literally copying like exterior pictures of real life homes to the T and like hardly adding any of my own touch. And there is nothing wrong with that. Like, I would honestly recommend, if you guys like don't build, or you guys are new at building, or are struggling, or are just like in a creative block, like literally building homes with just like off of an exterior picture from Pinterest is so relaxing and so easy and so fun. And I feel like it has honestly taught me so much, because I used to watch videos of builders or like look at these like posts that people would put out, and I would be like, I don't understand how these people get to their creativity. Like, I don't understand how they can just like make a build, or like how they can like look at a picture and then make it look completely different. And some way recently I have like started to be able to do that, and it's been really rewarding, and like, I don't know. So 10 out of 10 would recommend using pictures on Pinterest. I have like, I don't know, I've talked to people about it before, people who are always like, I don't know how to build, I can't build, and I'm like, literally go to Pinterest, and I promise you it will teach you so much. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but something about like just finding pictures of exterior homes, it literally just sparks my creativity. And it may not work for everyone, but for me it literally worked wonders. And so 10 out of 10 would at least recommend trying it, because Pinterest is a godsend. Tumblr is great for creativity and looking at like actual in-game shots. And yeah, I'm literally rambling so much, but I would just totally, completely, 100% recommend. So this is the part that I was talking about that I love so much. I literally think it's the door and just the dark wood tones that I'm loving. The door and the windows with the screen on them, they're probably my new favorite things. Especially for this build, they were literally perfect. At first I was like looking for them, and I was thinking that I was going to use the ones with like the very top panel, it's like open. And then I was looking at them and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, no, there is a like screened in mesh. And that's exactly what I want to use, because it literally portrays the vibe of camping and like a hot summer day perfectly. Like, where I'm from and like my family and stuff, like when it is warm out or when it's like a nice day, like we open our doors and we just like pull our screen doors, and it's just wonderful. And it literally reminds me of summer. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but like literally since I've come home from school for the summer, my mom has had the front door open with the screen door shut, and it's literally just summer. Like, that is a sign for me that it is summer, that it is warm weather, and that it is just perfect time. So yeah. And then this room, oh my gosh, this room came together so well too. It's just this build, honestly. I don't know what it is about it, but I think it's just the fact that I thought I was going to hate it and I ended up not hating it. So yeah, it is getting super close to being at the end of this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Please let me know your feedback down below in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all of my crazy rambling and crazy ranting. I hope that you guys have been enjoying my uploads for the past about probably a week and a half now, and yeah, I am looking forward to not having to pre-record videos and come back and be with you guys in real time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye guys.